If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Welcome. Thank you for joining me for this breath awareness experience. Everything that we do in yoga is connected to breath, or else it's really not yoga. It's just moving around on a mat. So we're going to get really back to basics, deepen our breath, deepen our connection to our breath, and see how it affects the way that we move today. So let's close our eyes, pull our shoulders back, tuck your chin just a little bit so we have this length in the back of our neck, and just start to breathe. In yoga, we do a very specific kind of breathing. It's called Ujjayi breath. And it's generally in through the nose and out through the nose. Now, if you have sinus issues, you have a cold, sometimes it's hard to breathe out through the nose, so you can breathe out through your mouth, it's fine. But if we're able to do in through the nose and out through the nose, then we can start to warm up internally. It makes our lungs and our heart work just a little bit harder to bring the air in and out, so it warms us up. Plus it's rhythmic, it's calming, it's steady. Some of these things that we run into during our day that we are lacking, this Ujjayi breath can help us. So if you're able to close your mouth, let's do a couple of counted breaths together. Exhale your air out through your nose. We're going to count up to 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Move to 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go to 6. One more set. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Just breathe with a rhythm on your own. Maybe one of those counts felt really natural in your body. And just notice how we allowed our breath to deepen and we slowed it down. One of our most challenging things is when we start to slow down, our mind turns on. It's always on, but our mind maybe gets in the way and our mind starts to wander. So part of our breath awareness today will be bringing our mind back to the breath each time it wanders away. See if you can challenge yourself to do that. Now let's open our eyes, start to link our movement with our breath. Bring your arms by your sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Every movement has a breath connected. Let's slide off of our bolsters or our blankets. You can just set them off to the side. and come onto all fours. Then lift up onto your toes and reach your hips to the sky. So this is our first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now we think we're holding still. Do we still have to breathe? Absolutely. We're still going to breathe in and out through our nose. Even though we're not moving a whole lot. But are you moving? Maybe you're pedaling your feet if it feels really tight. Maybe you're holding still but just slightly bending the knees every once in a while to kind of loosen. Maybe you're holding still but you notice that your hips keep reaching upward and your shoulders keep pressing back. It's never 100% still, especially because we are breathing and there's movement there. Good. Now let's walk up to our hands and let ourselves fold down. Here we're squeezing our center, we're squeezing our breath. So what you want to imagine is pulling the navel lock in. So it's like we have a little zipper connected to our belly button and we're going to pull it up into our spine as we fold down. Now we still breathe through that lift. It's called Uddiyana Bandha, and it's going to help us to lengthen our back and lengthen our muscles all along. Good. Now let's roll up through our spine. We'll come up to the top, pull our shoulder blades back. I'm going to face you. Take a breath and a reach. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, just press those palms together. Just hang out here for a moment. Feel how the breath quality changes with our arms up overhead, and still try to keep it slow and steady. Now one more inhale here. Let's move. Exhale, fold forward down toward your legs. Good. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, extend that spine. Exhale, fold back down into the legs. Good. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, Samastiti, arms by our sides. Good, let's do that one more time, just like that. Inhale, feel how we're linking the movement with the breath. Exhale, fold, pulling up and in through the center of your body. Inhale, hands to the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down into the legs. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. Exhale, Samastiti, arms by our sides. Good. Good. Now let's add on a little bit. I'll turn to my side so that you can see as we build things on. Always keeping the breath as the most present focus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, hands to the shins just like we did before. Here's where we're going to make a little change. Exhale, bend your knees, hands come down, and we're going to step the left foot back and drop that left knee to the ground. So you have your right foot forward here. Now this is a great time to utilize a block potentially if it feels like it's too far, or you can bring your hand to your knee, which is another way to lift a little bit without putting too much pressure. So down or a little higher is fine. Even hands on the ground are just fine. Whatever you're comfortable with. Now we're pausing in our flow, but does the breath ever stop? No. The breath is consistent. And as we start to change the quality of our movement, our breath might change a little bit too. We have to adapt to that and we have to listen and feel it. Good. Now let's change our focus. We've already got our left knee and left hand on the ground. Maybe it's on a block. Let's move it to the ground. And we're going to swing this right leg back and press it down into the floor. Then go ahead and lift your right arm as well. So we've got one hand on the ground, one arm lifted, and send your gaze upward. Now remember, if your breath starts to wander, bring it back to this moment, this space. Feel what's happening in your body. Good. Let's reach this right arm overhead, finishing that long, angle from the fingertip all the way down to that pinky toe edge. Inhale. Exhale, release the hand to the mat and that right knee. Lift up onto your toes and come back to downward facing dog. You might notice that things feel a little different. They might feel a little different, or they might feel pretty much the same, and that's okay too. Good. Now let's step the left foot forward. We're going to move the block for a moment and drop that right heel. So as we come up, we're in a warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Good, good. Stable and grounded. How has your breath changed now that you're standing? Maybe it feels a little different. If anything, just tune back into it. Good. Now our breath is going to change as we take a twist. Let's bring our hands to heart center and we'll guide this right elbow down toward the left leg. You can press into it or you can just kind of hover over it. But feel how your breath now is squeezed. We might have to breathe a little bit harder through this. We might feel a little bit more intensity or heat. Good. So now as we come out, it's going to change. We're going to feel relief. Inhale, lift up, and let's open. Exhale to warrior two. Good, good. So our left knee is still bent, right leg extended. Now do we feel a little relief? There's a little more space to breathe, isn't there? Not so squeezed. Not so tight. Good. Keep this bend. Drop your right hand down. Reach that left arm over and feel the pull through the side of the body. Think about how much more air you can bring in through your rib cage and side body. Good. Inhale. Keep it going. Drop your left forearm to your thigh. Reach that right arm over. Option A, hand on the thigh. Option B, grab a block, put it on the pinky toe side of your foot and go just a little bit deeper. Option C would be no block at all. So you decide what is your good choice for your body. And if our breath starts to get really labored, then we might be going too far and we need to pull back a little bit. But if we can still keep that calm, steady breath, even if it's difficult, challenging, then we're still on the right track. No one said yoga was easy. Good. Now let's lift up. We'll leave that block behind. Come into the middle. Bring both toes toward each other. And let's just take our hands to our hips. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to practice that Uddiyana Bandha again. Bring your hands to the ground. If your hands don't reach, grab a block. Put the block on the floor. Then press into the block or the floor. Inhale, lengthen. So we get all this lift at our center. Exhale, fold back down. Now imagine that zipper again, pulling up and in through the center of our body. We have the advantage of nice wide hips, open through our back, open, stretching through those hamstrings. Utilize your breath. Make the pose deeper. Nice job. Now press into the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take your hands to your waist. Inhale, lift up. Nice job. Step our feet together. We're going to turn ourselves to this other side of the mat. So I'm going to get this out of the way so we can do our right side. Really, we did everything left just now. So here we go. Reach up, inhale. Are you still connected to your breath? Bring it back if not. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Our right leg is going to step back. We drop down onto that right knee. We've got our left leg forward. So remember our options. You can take your block and bring your block to the floor, a little bit of a lift. You can have your hands on your knee, a much deeper lift, or you can have your hands all the way down if you want to be real deep into this hip. And we're just going to pause. So it gives us time to focus on the breath. Deepen the breath. Sometimes when the yoga pose gets challenging, and this might be challenging for you, hips can be very challenging, we have to really rely on our breath to keep our mind calm so we don't get all stressed out because it's hard. Good. Now let's change it. We've got our right hand, right knee on the floor. Let's slide this left leg back and open up through the left arm. Open up through that chest. Good. A little bit of balance. How does that change our breath? Just keep it steady flowing, coming and going. Good. Now let's reach that left arm, overhead and pull fingertip to edge of the foot. Real long. Nice. Bring our hands back down. You can drop that knee and lift up onto both toes to downward facing dog. Good. Focusing back in on that breath, pulling up and in through the center of our body. Very nice. Now as we come out of this, we're going to step our right foot forward near the top there and drop that left heel down and come up to Warrior One, Virabhadrasana A. Good. A little bit of lift, a little bit of energy and adrenaline. Let's work on our breath quality. Bring your hands to heart center. Guide this left elbow over to that right side. And as we squeeze, it's going to change our breath. We need to increase the intensity of our breath. That's going to help us with digestion throughout our day. It's going to improve our muscle strength in those abdominals. Build up that body heat. Twists are so good for that. Now let's find the relief. Reach up, inhale, and open up. Exhale to Warrior Two. Good. Now we have all this room for breath, yes? We're still in control, still expanding and connecting to that breath. So keep your right leg bent, drop the left hand, and reach that right arm up. And think about how this just lengthens this whole side and how much more room you have and space you have to have the depth in there. Good. Now come forward, opposite direction. Option A, hand to the thigh and reaching over. Option B, block by that pinky toe side. Option C, no block. You choose your way. And then let the breath be your guide. If it's deep enough, the breath will tell you. If it's too deep, the breath will tell you. If it's not deep at all, the breath will tell you because your breath will be like a whisper. We do want to feel an active breath here. We're working hard. Let's be a little more than a whisper. Good. Now lift up. Let's straighten both legs. Good energy. Bring your toes toward each other. One more time for Prasarita here. We'll switch it up just a little by taking our hands. Well, let's take our hands behind our back. So this is a great time to utilize a strap. If you have tight shoulders, tight chest, sometimes it's hard to move the arms away from the back. So we take the strap and we can pull our hands wider. The wider we pull, the more mobility we have. So feel free to play around with the strap. I'll demonstrate with it. Some of you might be clasping your hands together, and that is great too. Push into the strap, push into those hands. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward and pull the hands away. Now see, I have my strap, and I can guide deeper if I need to by just pulling my hands further apart from each other. So choose your way. It's all good. All options are good. Good. Here we go. Let's lift up. Inhale. Always on an inhale to lift. Exhale, you can release that strap. Step our feet together. Nicely done. Good. Now let's grab our block and put it in the front of us. Sometimes one of the most mentally stressful things we can do in yoga is balance. It's really stressful. We feel like we're going to fall over sometimes, and so our breath hitches or we stop breathing. We're going to make it a little easier for ourselves by using a block today so that we can really focus on keeping that breath calm and steady, coming and going. So shift your weight over to your right leg, and let's take our left leg bent. So both legs are actually going to bend. It's like I'm sitting down crisscross, and then we'll reach our hands down to that block. Now you can make the block taller or lower. Those of you who are really bendy, you can just have your hands on the floor. The reason we're using the block is to give us something to hold on to so that we can focus on keeping our breath nice and calm. This is just a strange variation of eagle's pose, really. Very modified, and that's fine. Our purpose is to keep breathing the whole time. We're not going to hold our breath. It really doesn't help us. It makes us even more stressed. So keep it steady through the challenge, I guess. Stay connected. You might be feeling a nice stretch in that left hip. That's another good purpose of this pose, this variation. Good. Now to come out of it, take an inhale, start to lift up. Maybe drop your foot first just for control, and then lift up. Good. Then let's do a little back bend. I'll turn so you can see. Take your hands to your fists to your back. Pull those elbows together and just shift forward, just to reverse the feeling of being folded over ourselves. And look how open our chest is, and we can feel our breath. Good. Lift up. Hopefully that wasn't too stressful. We're going to do the other side, of course. So shift your weight to your left leg. Bend both knees. Take that right ankle onto your knee. This side, I definitely need a block. This is my weak side. Find that block. Adjust the height as much as you want. And then turn your attention to your breath. Come back to your breath. Slow and steady. We're trying to relax that the right outer hip here. We're trying to build strength in our left ankle. And we're trying to stay calm with the help of our breath. Let's take one more. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Now come out, maybe release that foot to the floor. Lift up. Nice job. Fists to your back. Bring the elbows toward each other and just lean. Just press into the hip bones. Just shifting your pelvis forward. Opening up the front of the body. And feeling so much air coming in. Nice job. Lift up. Scoot the block out of the way. Let's come to the top of our mat space here. Take a vinyasa, which brings us down to the ground. So follow along. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Notice how these vinyasas have set a rhythm and a pace for our movement. Inhale, look up halfway, lift. Exhale, bend your knees, hands down, step back to all fours. Good. And let's take a little cat and cow. Here we go. Inhale, drop your belly, shoulders roll back, send the gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine. This really gets our breath going, rhythmic. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Let's do one more. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Come back to neutral. Let your knees open a little wider than your hips, and let's sit back to a child's pose. You can reach your arms forward. If your head doesn't quite come to the ground, try resting your forehead on a block. Might feel nice. And just hang out in this area of stillness for a moment. Anytime we rest in a quiet space, there's an opportunity to come back to the same intentional breath that we set at the start of practice. Our breath is our best partner, and it hasn't left us. It's still there. It's still going strong. Good. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And let's lift up and come to sit. Now, if you have really tight hips, you can sit on this bolster. I'll demonstrate with the bolster today. If you're able to just sit flat, that's fine. If you don't have a bolster, that's fine too. I'll show you ways that we can modify. You can always just sit on a blanket as well. It just gives your hips a little lift and tilts the pelvis a little bit, and we can take a little pressure off of our hamstrings. But we'll also use our strap too. So don't worry if you don't have what I'm showing. Just do your best. So I do have a little bit of a lift here. I'm on this bolster, and it's not too hard for me to keep my knees straight. For those of you who don't have one, it might be a little more challenging, but that's what this strap is for. So we're going to bend our right knee, let that hip open, and the strap will go around the left side, left foot. This is Janu Shirsasana A. Now, when we sit and do stretches, our breath becomes so important. It's been important the whole time. But let's lift our center. So inhale, pull up on that little zipper that I talked about. Exhale, fold forward. So that helps us to lengthen our back so that we can get deeper in this forward bend. Now here, we want to keep lifting the center. Every time we take an inhale, we pull up. And every time we exhale, we might be able to creep a little bit deeper. Now, we're not trying to force ourselves into a pose, but our body might start to relax breath by breath. And that's when you can move. When the body is relaxed, that's when you can deepen. And that's what our breath does for us. We warmed ourselves up with all the standing poses. Now we get to this point, And the breath really becomes our relaxation tool so that we can get deeper and work on our flexibility. And it's not something that we rush through. It takes a lot of time. It's a slow, steady, patient, focused work. Good. Nice. Let's lift up. Great work. Keep your strap here and just open to the side. Now, if you're on a bolster, you might shift kind of over so that you can reach and open up through this inner thigh, whatever's best for you. The strap is here to help us reach toward our legs. Some of you might be able to grab your toe and then you don't necessarily need the strap. I'm just showing what it might look like. We can bend our elbow holding the strap, or we can reach our toe. Then press this right hip down and let's pull the right arm up and over. And I hope you feel so much reach and space through this side body. Not even to mention what's happening in our legs. Lots of good things for the legs too. But such awareness of our breath right here through our lungs. Just creating space to have such a deep experience today. A deep feeling in our body. Nice job. Lift up. Good. Let's bring ourselves to the middle again and switch legs. So the strap will now be along that right foot, and we're going to bend our left knee back to Janu Sirsasana where we started. Nice tall sit. Inhale, pulling up through the middle. Exhale, walk your way forward. Then keep that pattern. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, maybe you can lengthen. Over and over. And just as we slow down and as we pay attention to our breath, we start to tune in to when our body is relaxing and what it feels like when the hamstring lets go a little bit. And then we can deepen. And that's when we start to increase our flexibility and our mobility. Good. Try not to let your mind wander. This is the really concentrated work of yoga right here in these stretches. Good. Lift up. Woo, nice work. We got deep. Let's open up. Scoot to the side of your bolster if you need to. Open up that right leg there. You've got your strap or you're reaching with your hand, whatever you can do. But let's bend, lean, open up this side body, press the hip down, and then reach that left arm. Good. So we can feel long. I can feel it all the way down into that side of my hip, low back area. So nice. How often do we squish ourselves up? Maybe our posture is not what it could be. Or we roll forward a lot with our shoulders. This is just opening all of that up. Good. Nice work. Lift up. Beautiful. Let's release this strap. We'll just set it off to the side and move our bolster once more so we have a little space to lay down onto our backs. Ready for some bridge poses, really energizing the chest of our body and squeezing our back body to build some strength. So we'll take our hands just by our sides here, feet on the floor, knees about hip width distance apart, and then start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. You can just press your hands into the mat, or you can clasp your hands underneath and roll toward the edges of the shoulders so that you have your chest open. And think about what's happening to your breath. You can see it. You can see your stomach moving. That's the diaphragm. The breath goes that deep. It's not just the lungs. And here we can really feel that diaphragm. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. Nice. The hips press into the mat. Good. We're going to do that just one more time, and then we'll move into a spinal twist. So once more, from the base of the spine, roll up. Clasp your hands or press your hands to the mat, whatever you're choosing today. And just let the breath come. You might notice a sighing sound in your throat when we keep our mouth closed. To me, it sounds like the ocean, and it's very calming and soothing. But it's deep and strong breath because we're working hard. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, come on down, releasing those hands, lower down, nice work. Pull your knees into your chest and just give them a hug. Maybe rock a little bit, that always feels nice. Let's let our body unwind a little bit with a twist. So we'll take our hands out to a T, so nice reach through your chest, and then let your legs drop over to the right side of your body. Then you can turn your gaze over that left shoulder. And we feel this release through our chest. We feel that squeeze in our back and in the outer hip. And our breath starts to change. We might even breathe in through the nose and kind of sigh it out our mouth. Letting go of the pressure that we've built up during our session. Now it's time to move toward relaxation, which is equally as important as the work. Good, let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your legs back to the center and let them fall to the left. And we'll turn our gaze over the right. Good, same thing. Find all the places that are still tight and holding on. And breathe out that tension. Let it go. Find those tight spots. Release them with each exhale. Each moment of release. Good, take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's bring our legs out, straighten them out. If you want to, you can pull your bolster underneath your knees. That will give your back a little bit of a release. And you can just rest here for a few moments in Shavasana. Our breath should be really a nice, deep, resting kind of focus now. You're maybe not thinking about it so much anymore. You're just letting it come and go. Let go of your breath having to do anything. Let your breath come and go. Let your breath come and go. Stretch your arms overhead to lengthen your whole body. Bring your awareness back to your body and your breath. And then roll over to one side in fetal pose, which signifies a new beginning. Having reset yourself from a deep, hopefully meaningful practice. Then press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Feel free to sit on the bolster or the blanket again. And we're going to finish with just one unified breath together to wrap up our experience with one another. So bring your arms by your sides. Inhale, reach. Feel that good healing breath. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Thank you for taking this practice with me, for going back to basics, back to our breath at all times. Namaste.